Come into a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. Anchor the sit bones into the earth and lift through the crown of your head. Just make some room in the spine. Lengthen the tailbone towards the earth, drawing the lower belly in slightly. Allow the heart to lift forward through the shoulders, but soften the shoulder blades down the back. Draw the chin in, feel the back of the neck lengthening, and lift through the crown of your head. And with that extended spine, just begin to observe. Observe the body from the most superficial to the deep, starting with the sensations on the skin, the temperature of the room, do you detect any soft breeze? And then going a little deeper than that, beginning to observe the muscular system and any tensions, areas of chronic contraction, any areas that need your care or attention. And then the other areas that are healthy, so healthy that we sometimes forget about them. And then go a layer deeper and just begin to feel the structure, the foundational structure of the body through the skeletal system. First, becoming aware of the bones themselves. And then what we become more aware of, I believe, as we get older, the joints and the health of the joints. Notice if any are calling out to you. And then bringing your attention into the respiratory system, beginning to feel the breath moving in the body. That very special process of air coming in through the nostrils and filling the chest, the ribs, the diaphragm as it descends, allowing the belly to expand slightly. And then on the exhalation, the navel pulling in and lifting up, which domes the diaphragm and pushes the breath up through the lungs and out through the nostrils. And as you're watching yourself breathe, notice if there's a preference of inhalation over exhalation, and see if you can get those two to be the same. So same length, same quality. And if it helps, add in a little ujjayi breath, a little ocean wave or whisper type sound to the breath. And in addition to balancing inhalation and exhalation, see if you can reduce or eliminate any pauses at both the top and the bottom of the breath, so that there's a smooth circular motion of inhalation flowing into exhalation, flowing into inhalation. And we understand that through the breath, we have a direct link to the mind, and that by balancing the breath, stabilizing it, we also create a stable, more stable condition for the mind. So just a couple more breaths here, working with what we call Samavriti. The Samavriti breath is the balanced inhalation and exhalation. And begin to shift your attention as you establish yourself in that breath. Shift your attention into the mind. And now just notice the quality of your mind this morning. Does it feel peaceful? Is it agitated, excited, dull? Or is it somewhere balanced in between? And notice if it shifts as you continue to breathe. So this inhalation and exhalation is the beautiful expression of the life-death life cycle. And for many of us, we're celebrating that cycle just through the renewal of spring, the ending of winter, and the new birth of spring. But also through the sacred celebrations this weekend, where we look at both life and death. And that Samavriti breathing and that pure circular breathing is that remembrance of the cycle, that it's constantly in motion, that what dies off is then born anew. There's a period of time where the life is sustained, and then the cycle is repeated again. Now we have an attachment to the birth. We have an attachment to the life cycle, to the time of suspension of life. But many of us have an aversion to that ending of life, to that last part. And so yoga is a practice that is not only life-affirming and life-expanding, but it also recognizes and helps us to come to peace with that last part of the cycle. In many ways, because when we meditate regularly, there's a part of us that dies each day. But as that part dies off, we recognize that we're not really losing anything, that in fact we're gaining, becoming more free. And so a few more rounds here of this smooth circular breathing. And just appreciating that deepening of experience. And I think one of my favorite quotes, there's many, but one of my favorite quotes that I grew up hearing was a quote from Jesus that I and my Father are one. And when we talk about the mind and its anxieties or its depressions or its confusion, which the mind is constantly in a state of confusion and illusion, I think one of the healing balms is this statement that what brings the mind to peace is the complete and total recognition that I and my Father are one, that we're not really separated. And yoga gives us access to that, a real practical experience of it. So when you finish your last breath here, just bring your hands together in front of your heart and bow your head to your hands. And just take a moment to review that cycle, maybe some things in your life that are being born anew. Maybe it's a new physical manifestation, maybe it's a mental or emotional state that's new. Something you're exploring, something fresh. Or at the very least, you can just look around in nature at all the new life that's emerging. And then take a moment to look at what's being sustained. What's in the fullness of its life at the moment. And also in your own life, that which is falling away, that which is transforming, or preparing for its exit so that it can be born anew. And then I'd just like to surround all of this experience, the good, the bad, the challenging, the exhilarating, all of it surrounded with peace and stability. So begin with the practice, the chant of Om. And then we're going to be working with the chant of Shanti today. And Shanti means peace. So we'll start with Om 3 times. Deep inhale in. And then take a long exhale out. And again, that's the expiration. That's letting go. Anything that doesn't serve. Now a deeper inhalation. And just bow your head to your hands. Take a moment to gently open the eyes into the room. And as you come back, we're going to place the hands on top of the knees. Sit with a tall spine, holding onto the knees. Lean back and open the chest just ever so slightly. Lifting the sternum, spreading the collarbones, feeling that lift upwards towards the heavens. And now exhale, pulling the navel towards the back body. Emptying out, letting the breath leave the body. Rounding into the upper back. Good, do it again, holding onto the knees, lifting the sternum. Pull it forward and up. Create length in the waist. And then exhale and hold that navel towards the back body, creating a sense of stability as you purge the body out of the body, breath out of the body. Inhale again, lift, lengthen, elongate. And exhale, squeeze, hold back, open up the backside. Good. Inhale, sit tall. Take your right fingertips to the floor. Inhale the left arm up and walk the right hand out. Press the palm down. Reach the left sit bone away from the fingertips and stretch. You can even imagine a seed planted in the ground, just reaching slowly through the dirt and extending its leaves and branches all the way up through that earth. So you're putting in that amount of effort at the same time, anchored, grounded. Good, one more breath here, elongate a little further. Breathe right into it. And then lift with the left hand, come back up into seated, and just for a moment sit tall and feel the difference between the right and left sides. Let the left fingertips into the floor. Inhale the right arm up and just walk it out. And again, you're going to press the sit bone away from the fingertips Elongate, stretch through the ribs, through the waist. Rotate that pinky finger down towards the floor, and then draw the head of the shoulder just a little deeper into its socket while you continue to reach away. Can you send breath into those areas that are tight? And again, just kind of feel the effort, feel the life moving through you. And then lift up with that arm, slowly come back up into seated, sit tall again, and just be. Just experience effortlessness. Good. Again, holding onto the knees. Lift the sternum. Elongate the heart. Elongate the waist. Exhale, hold the navel towards the back body. Squeeze and purge out and push the knees into the hands to elongate the arms and shoulders. Do it again. Inhale, lift. Lift up through the heart. Create that space. And now exhale and pull the navel back and push the knees away and reach into the back of the heart. Again, inhale. And exhale. And then sit tall again. Reach the right fingertips into the floor. Inhale the left arm up. Walk those fingertips out. Press the left hip away from the fingers. Now feel all the length you've just created, and now squeeze the shoulder blade in and down the back. Twist the navel slightly to the left and open up the chest. And just feel all that room. Take in breath. Bring it into the heart. That's that life. Let go of anything that doesn't serve. Finding new breath coming in again, filling the heart even more. And then lift with the left hand. Now we're going to go into a slight twist, but it's going to be very gentle. So left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. If you had 100% capacity for twisting, take it only to about 20-25% here. But just a gentle rotation of the navel to the right. Keep the spine tall. Reach the tailbone from the crown. Let your breath move you. Don't go to your capacity. And then slowly unwind, sitting tall, rest the hands on the knees and relax. Observe. Good, left fingertips down, inhale the right arm up. Elongate through the side body, walk the fingertips out. Again, feel this stretch. It's always interesting to come into it twice because you can feel the difference. And then keep the length you've created and rotate the navel to the right. Squeeze the shoulder blade in and down the back, offer up the heart. Now find that slight twist in the waist, creating just a little more room. Fill the body with breath. Get the breath into areas you didn't even think it was possible to breathe into. Keep squeezing the shoulder blade down the back. One more here. And now lifting with that hand. You're going to slowly come back up and now take the right hand to the left knee. Again, gentle, left hand behind you. Only 20-25% of your ability to twist. Get the tall, elongated spine first, and then rotate the navel to the left. Breathing into it, don't push it. Just a little rotation, just easing into the fascia there. And then again, we're going to unwind and just rest the hands gently on the knees. Feel the spine tall. And just enjoy that sensation. Might even find there's no need for breath. Good. Let's come into tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingertips wide. Knees underneath the hips, tops of the feet pressed down. On your inhalation, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. On the exhalation, draw the navel to the spine once again, and then take the sit bones all the way to the heels. Keep a little bend in the elbows as you squeeze them towards the midline. Good, do it again. Inhale, come forward, sending the heart through. Allow the sit bones to lift. And then as you exhale, pulling everything in and up, and slight bend to the elbow. Squeeze them towards the midline as you move back to child's pose. Good, let's bring in that chant. Inhale, heart lift, sit bones lift. And exhale, Shanti. Shanti. Inhale again. Remember the meaning of the mantra means peace. Shanti. Inhaling. Shanti. Inhale up in a tabletop, lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up. Exhale, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Good, just stay there for one breath. Inhale, bring your knees to the floor, heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, and one breath. Just one breath. Notice how it's easier each time to go into it. Inhale, bring the knees to the floor. And repeat. Exhale, navel in and up as you lift the sit bones up and away. Good. 2 more like this, please, on your own with your breath. Inhaling into tabletop and exhaling into down dog. Notice the familiarity through the repetition. And then stay in the downward facing dog. And just keep the feet hip distance apart with the toes turned in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back. Allow the sit bones to spread. Elongate the waist. Roll the shoulder heads away from your ears and hug the inner elbows toward one another. Instead of bending the knees, going back and forth, we did some movement already. So just see what it's like to hold those heels towards the earth, even if they don't touch. And then can you play with lifting the tailbone away from that grounding? Just very subtle, very peaceful. And any tension you encounter, just fill it with breath. Good, one more full inhale, full exhale here. And then you can rise onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, and step forward to your fingertips. Keep a little micro bend in the knee. Let the upper body really soften over the thighs. Hold on to either elbow. Let the weight of the arms provide some traction for the spine. So we want to feel rooted in those feet, so not sinking in the heels, nor too far in the ball of the foot, but somewhere right in between. And same for the inner and outer edges, so not rolling to the inner edge or outer edge, but finding that beautiful balance right in between. We're going to sway just a little bit here, back and forth in the torso, just to allow the waist to lengthen. There's something very soothing about that rocking motion for the nervous system. Feel heavy through that upper body and trust that the base of the body is going to hold you. So that trust is that embodiment of that phrase that I and my Father are one. That when we know that fully and completely within our hearts and minds, there's a deepening of the stability, a deepening of trust and faith. And then let the arms just kind of softly hang and shake them forward, back and forth as you let the torso now stay still. Just kind of moving a little bit there in the shoulders. Again, that rocking motion, very soothing. And then wrap the arms around the backs of the legs and give yourself a hug. And feel that connection to the physical body, appreciating it, but without becoming too attached. It's an amazing vehicle that we have, but it's not everything.
And then reach the fingers behind you, interlace the fingers, take the knuckles up and away and stretch out your shoulders. And notice if there's any tension there in the body. Notice if there's any tension in the shoulder blades and the heads of the shoulders. And you can rotate the arms back and forth, flossing through there, just to release or squeeze out any tension that might be. Just treating the body with care and giving it the attention that it needs. Now pull the knuckles away, anchor into the feet and only come halfway up. Keep reaching the knuckles away, reach the crown away from the tailbone so there's a nice flat back. Pull the abdomen in for a little more support. And then pull the knuckles back, come the rest away up into standing. And then squeeze the shoulders open just a little bit more and release the arms. And then just bring them by your side. Stand here for a moment and just feel. Feel the release of effort. Okay, so sun salutation, big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, right side, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, step back to down dog. Step the right foot forward to the fingertips, spin the back foot flat for warrior one, heel to heel alignment. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, stepping back to plank position. Knees lowered, squeeze the elbows tight into your side, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward to the fingertips, lower the left knee down. Inhale up for low lunge. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Interlace your fingers into yoga mudra. Bend and scoop, come through chair. All the way into standing extension, arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Left side, inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold, navel back. Left leg goes back, lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale up for low lunge. And exhale, step back to down dog. Step the left leg forward for warrior one, spin the back foot flat. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, plank position. Lower the knees to the floor. Squeeze the elbows tight into your side, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg through, right knee to the floor. Inhale up for low lunge. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold, yoga mudra. Bend and scoop, come through, full breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. Right side, inhale. Arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, plank position. You can leave the knees lifted this time, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or up dog if the knees are up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg forward, left knee to floor. Inhale up, low lunge. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold, yoga mudra. Bend and scoop, come through chair, all the way into standing extension. Exhale, hands to heart. Left side, inhale. Arms reach. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Left leg forward. Warrior one. Inhale. And exhale. Plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, left leg forward. Right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Yoga mudra. Bend and scoop, come through chair. All the way into standing extension. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll just do one more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg forward, warrior one. Inhale. And exhale, plank position, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, right leg forward, left knee down. Inhale. Exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Bend and scoop, come through. Inhaling, arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time, left side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Left leg back. Low lunge, inhale. And exhale, down dog. Left leg forward. Warrior one. Inhale as you rise. And exhale, plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Left leg through. Right knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift and rise. And exhale, hands to heart. Now just keep your hands either at your heart or by your side, standing in Samastiti, and take a moment to just be. Notice the difference between the action, the effort, the movement of life, and the peacefulness of just stillness, just pure observation. If the heart is beating rapidly, feel that moving the blood through the body. And as the nervous system calms down, go back to that smooth breathing. Inhale, flowing into exhale, flowing into inhale. One more here. Okay, good. So back at the front of your mat, big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. So step the left leg back, and if you need extra padding under your knee, flip your mat over. Coming into low lunge. Back toes can be tucked or flat, but create some stability by pressing into the earth. Inhale, both arms up. So we're going to move dynamically here, exhaling both arms down as you lean into the lunge. And inhale, absorb the tailbone into the body, lift the lower belly, and elongate through the spine as the arms come up. Exhale, lean into it. Fingers reach down, but they don't have to touch. Inhale, absorb the tailbone in, lift the lower belly, get longer. 3 more like this with Shanti. Shanti. Inhale. Shanti. Inhale. Shanti. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, you're going to lean on the inside of the leg. You can either keep the mat flipped or unflip it, but both hands are going to go on the inside of the foot. And you're going to walk the foot out just so that when you bend their knee, your foot is angled at the same angle as your knee. And you can either stay here with the hands grounded underneath the shoulders. You can tuck the back toes under if you want to go a little deeper. Or you can bring the forearms to the floor. We're just going to stretch into that hip a little bit. So breathe deeply here. Gaze at the back knee or navel, back toes. Keep space there in the shoulders as you press down through the forearms, head and neck just hangs. Good, and then bring the hands back down, heel toe the foot in so the hand can go on either side of the foot. You're going to tuck your back toes under, straighten both legs, but keep the ball of the back foot anchored into the floor. Lift the back heel, press down firmly through the front toes, and just let the upper body soften. So it's not quite a pyramid. We don't have that back heel grounded. Now you're going to get this beautiful stretch along the anterior portion of the right leg. Upper body just hangs, soften the head and neck. Breathe deeply here. One more. Feel the muscles softening, giving in to sensation. And then bend your knee again, so knee in alignment with the ankle, plant the left hand down, and rotate the right arm up in the air. And just come into this gentler twist. Feel the spinal rotation. Keep the back leg strong and straight. Navel's rotating to the right. Rotate the outside of your right hip down and lift the left hip just a little higher. One more full breath here. And then exhale, fingertips to the floor. Step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Grab onto either elbow, and again, just kind of go back and forth, swaying in the upper body, releasing tension, creating a feeling of ease, of peace. And then bring your hands to your hips, scoop your heart as you come up. And then just a little bit of a rotation of the shoulders here. And then Samastiti, standing mountain pose. Let's do the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. So this time we're going to step the right leg back, and if you would like, you can flip your mat over for a little extra padding under the knee. Certainly a blanket is fine. Inhale, both arms up. So either you've got the back toes tucked under or you're pressing firmly into the top of the back foot. We're going to keep that anchored grounding as you exhale, bringing the arms down towards the floor, lean into the lunge. As you inhale, tailbone absorbs into the body, lift the lower belly, arms reach overhead. One more time like this, exhaling over that front knee, moving into the sensation. Absorb the tailbone in, inhale, reach, elongate both side bodies. Let's bring in the chant. Shanti. 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 Inhale the arms up. Exhale, come on the inside of that left leg. If you would like, you can either keep the mat flipped or release it. Hands go on the inside of the foot. Heel toe the foot out so that when you bend the knee is moving in the same angle as the toes. So maybe a slight angle there for the foot. Now you can keep that back knee grounded. You can keep both hands underneath the shoulder. You can tuck the back toes under, lift the leg if you want a little more sensation. You can also bring the forearms to the floor. Head and neck is relaxed. Breathe deeply here. Each exhalation, send the navel towards the spine. Head and neck is relaxed. Feel how the exhalation gets a little stronger, that letting go, that releasing. Remembering to honor that process, that elimination serves. Something new can be brought in. Good, one more breath here. Then bring your hands back underneath your shoulder. Heel toe your foot in so that the hand can go on either side, and then tuck the back toes under, keep both legs straight. So you're on the ball of the back foot, heels lifted, but you're going to push firmly into the toes of the front foot. And just feel that elongation of both legs, but particularly the front leg. Upper body hangs over. Release tension here. Circular, smooth breathing. Mind in a peaceful, tranquil state. Just a couple more. See if you can let go. And then bend into the front knee again, plant the right hand down, and now lift the left arm up. Make sure that back leg is strong and straight, so no sagging through the knee. Squeeze the muscle to the bone. Let the outside of your left hip rotate down while the right hip lifts just a little higher. And then from that stability in the base of the body, rotate just a little deeper through the waist. One more. And then gently release the hand down, step the back foot forward, come into standing forward fold. Again, you can wrap the hands around the elbows and just rock a little bit from side to side on the spine, just loosening that up. Then bring your hands behind you into Yoga Mudra this time. Pull the knuckles away as you slowly come back up. Take the time, let the blood level out. And then just release the arms, Samastiti. And take it in, the non-doing, the pure being. Feel that new life, more prana, fresh oxygen pulsing through the body. All right, so at the front of your mat, big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, flat back. And then exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Again, you can lower the knees or keep them lifted for chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Just take 3 breaths here. Find stability. Find that circular breathing. Smooth, peaceful mind with a smooth, peaceful breath. One more. Now we're going to step the left foot forward to the fingertips. Put our weight down into that foot and reach the right leg up in the air. But then we're going to exhale and come all the way down. So as you bring the shin down to the floor, knee settles behind the heel. Press down into your left leg again and reach the right leg back up in the air. Exhale again, come down, settle the knee into the earth, knee behind the heel, and then inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale. And inhale will stay. So stay here, pressing down through that supporting leg. Keep reaching through the top leg. Try your best to keep your hips squared. So think of the inner thigh of the lifted leg reaching up to the heavens. Now if you want to take the left hand and just slide it down the back of the leg, just reminding that leg to relax, be at peace, let go of whatever the tension is. It's really our attachments, our gripping to things that cause our suffering. So let it go. Even in the physical body, it's a great place to practice what has to be done in the mental and emotional bodies. One more breath here. Lift that top leg just a little higher. And then take the leg all the way back. Come into high lunge again. Fingers in a finger stand. Bring the front heart forward. Spin the back foot flat, anchor into the earth, and come all the way up into warrior one. Exhale, we're going to bend the elbows out wide, lift the heart, feel freedom and space there. Inhale, extend the arms again, absorb the tailbone in, lift the lower belly. Exhale, bend the elbows out wide, let the sternum come forward, pull the low ribs in slightly. Good, 3 more with the chant. Inhale. Shanti. Inhale. Shanti. Shanti. One more. Shanti. Inhale. Exhale over the front leg, humble warrior. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Pull the knuckles away from you. Hug the left hip in. Make sure it doesn't pop out to the side. Squeeze the navel back on exhalation. Breathe deeply here, letting go. One more breath. Release the fingertips to the floor, pivot on the ball of the back foot, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold, grab onto either elbow, and just sway a little bit from side to side. And then bring your hands to your hips, scoop your heart, slowly rise up to standing. Take a moment in Samastiti, let everything settle. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. 3 breaths here. Settle in. Feel that peacefulness of the mind permeating every single vibrational energy and cell in the body. The whole body's resonating with the peacefulness of the mind. This time we're going to step the right foot forward to the fingertips. Put weight into that right foot and reach the left leg all the way up in the air. But then we're going to bring it right back down. So we're going to bring the shin down to the floor, knee just behind the heel. And repeat that again. Anchor into the right leg, lift the left leg up. And bringing the heel down, knee down. Good. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, come down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And now we're going to stay and just take that right hand and slide it down the leg. Think of it as like sweeping clean anything that needs to be released, needs to go. Clearing out the old to make room for the new. If you want, you can keep the right arm wrapped around the calf. Just make sure in that lifted leg, you've got the inner thigh reaching up towards the heavens. Make sure there's no gripping in the shoulders. If you need to roll them out a little bit, that's fine. Couple more breaths. Keep lifting that left leg as high as you can. And now extend that left leg back. Come into high lunge, fingers into finger stand. Let the heart come forward. And now spin that back foot flat. Line the front heel with the back. Inhale, rise all the way up for warrior one. And now exhale, bend the elbows and lift the heart. Pull the low ribs in, elongate the waist. Inhale, extend again. Exhale, squeeze, open up, release any tension from the shoulders. Good with the chant. Inhale. Shanti. Inhale. Shanti. Inhale. Shanti. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Humble warrior. Interlacing the fingers behind the back. Knuckles reach up and away from you. Watch the tendency for that right hip to want to pop out to the side. Squeeze it towards the midline. Head and neck is relaxed. Each exhalation, send the navel toward the back body. Two more breaths. Keep letting go. And then release the fingertips to the floor. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Send the left foot up to meet the front. Hang into standing forward fold. Grab onto either elbow and just provide that little rocking for the spine. Back and forth. Good, this time interlace the fingers behind your back, pull the knuckles up and away from you, and then slowly anchor into both feet as you lift and rise all the way up to standing. And then exhale, arms by your side, Samastiti. Breathing deeply here, noticing that fresh, new prana coming in through the breath. And just imagine if we were unable to release the carbon dioxide, release the toxins through the breath. It would not be very long that we would lose life. One last breath here. Okay, so hands are going to come to the hips. We're going to put weight into our left foot and take the right foot to mid-thigh. And then flex that foot, start to sink down as if you were sitting back in a chair. And just breathe here. Navel pulls in towards the back body. At the same time, the glutes are sticking out. Gaze can be at the floor, or if you're more comfortable, the horizon. Just allow that right hip rotator to open, imagining a weight tied to the knee. Just keep letting go through there. Two more breaths. Now we're going to reach for the outside of the left foot, pull the foot as the torso comes up to standing, and then just gently place the right hand onto the thigh. Just this modified half lotus position here. Allow the right knee to sink down. Again, imagine still a weight attached to it. And then we'll gently release. Shake it out. Okay. Other side. Weight into the right foot. Take the left foot to mid-thigh. Flex the foot. Hands to the hips. And now sit back. And again, you're just really anchoring down. Hips are sitting back just like you're about to sit in a chair, so there's no pressure in the toes. The weight's in the heel. That left knee is opening up. Imagining that weight there. Remember, gaze can be at the floor for more stability. So it depends on where you're at today. Keep giving into the stretch just like you were in Pigeon Pose. Now reach for the outside of that left foot, pull it into the crease of the right hip and thigh, and then just gently use the left hand to release the knee down towards the floor. It doesn't have to be perfect. Breathing here. Keep the sternum lifted, shoulders relaxed. Gaze steady. And then gently release and shake out the feet. And then find that Samastiti just balanced. Nice and anchored here. And at the front of your mat, big toes are touching, space between the heels, hands at the heart, inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. And then exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Knees lowered or lifted for chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Now this time we're going to reach the right leg all the way up in the air and swing that leg through for pigeon pose. So knee comes towards the right wrist, top of the foot down. If you need some extra padding, you can always use a blanket and place it underneath the hip so that it feels like the floor is coming up to you. You do not have to have the shin parallel to the top of the mat. Tuck the back toes under, straighten the back leg, so really firm it up. This allows the hips to fall into place. And then the top of the knee and foot come down. And we're going to move in and out with this chest with some undulations. So fingers in a finger stand, arms and hands wider than the heart. You're going to bow down, so let the heart dip while the elbows point up, head and neck is released, and now pull the navel towards the back body, roll up through the spine. The last part, lift your head. Exhale again, leading with the heart. Lengthen over that front leg, elbows are up in the air. Now pull the navel towards the back body as you slowly release back up. Again, exhale, down, heart is releasing towards the floor. Inhale. 3 more with the chant of Shanti. Shanti. Inhale up. Shanti. Shanti. Inhale up. And now this time, leading with the heart in the same way. Lengthen over that waist. And then if you want to bring your forearms down to the floor, or you can rest the head on the hands. You can rest your head on a block, or you can extend the arms long with the head on the floor. Breathe into sensation. Keep releasing in that right hip. Let go. Soften the back of your heart. Make sure your hips feel even. Smooth, pure breathing, circular breathing. One more full breath here. And then hands underneath the shoulders. I'm going to peel the heart back up. If you had a blanket, release it. And we're going to send this leg all the way up in the air. So tuck the back toes under. Extend that right leg up. If you want to rotate the ankle a little bit or rotate through the knee and the hip, just to release that. And then again, we're going to bring that right foot forward to the fingertips. Step the left leg up in the air for that standing leg splits. And then bring the knee and the shin down and prepare for twist. So right leg is over left. Front heel is lined up with the top of the knee. Hold the shin bone, sit tall. Inhale the left arm up, elongating the waist. And then wrap that arm around the leg. Take the right hand back behind you and rotate the navel to the right. If you prefer, you can take the elbow to the outside of the thigh and twist that way. If you like, you can bring Jnana Mudra, index and thumb together, 3 fingers long. Grow as tall as you can through the spine. Exhale, pull the navel towards the back body and rotate deeper. So whereas that first twist we did, we were only at about 25% of our ability. Here we can go a little bit further, maybe 40, 50. The breath will take us to where we're capable of going. If it helps, you can close your eyes.
Slow the breath down, get that pure, smooth breathing. One last breath. And then unwind by looking over the shoulder first, then release, hold the shin bones, sit tall, and just feel that subtle unwinding through the spine. Now you can bring your hands forward, step your left leg back and then your right, and come back into downward facing dog. This time we're going to lift the left leg up in the air. Swing that leg through, bringing the knee towards the left wrist, top of the foot down. If you need to bring the floor up to you, take a blanket and put it underneath your hip. Tuck your back toes under, lift the knee off the earth, so that helps the hips to fall into place, and place it down on the top of the foot. So again, we're going to have the fingers out wide, lifting the heart forward, exhaling, bend the elbows, let the heart dip towards the floor. Now pull the navel towards the back body as you inhale, all the way up, lifting that sternum again. And again, we're creating undulations here for the spine as we move. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale, we're going to bring in that chant. 3 rounds. Shanti. 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 Now this time we're going to go down to stay. So you're going to reach the heart, keep that length in the torso, and then if you'd like, you can maybe start with forearms on the floor. Maybe you can bring the forehead to the hands or block. Or maybe the whole upper body can come down, extending the arms forward, forehead to the mat. Make sure you're not leaning into one hip over the other. Keep the hips squared, keep them balanced in their pressure. And now just surrender. Feel that quality of surrender, of letting go. Few more breaths here, smooth, circular breathing. And then hands underneath the shoulders. Slowly walk the hands back up. Release the blanket if you had it. You're going to tuck the back toes under and shoot that left leg all the way up in the air. And then if you want to rotate the ankle, maybe rotate the full hip, circling the knee, whatever feels good for you. You're going to step that left foot forward to the fingertips. Once again, put weight into that foot. And as you do, standing leg splits. Right leg goes up in the air. But we're not going to stay there very long. We're just going to bring that knee and shin back down. Let the hips come down and prepare for your twist. Left heel lines up with the top of the right knee. Right foot is back by the hip. Hold the shin bones, sit tall, relax the shoulders. Inhale the right arm up, elongating the right waist, and then either wrap the arm around the leg, take the left hand behind you and rotate,
or take the elbow to the outside of the thigh. Grow as tall as you can, and exhale, pull the navel towards the back body and rotate a little deeper to the left. Going to bring the fingers into Jnana Mudra, index and thumb together, other 3 fingers long. Breathing deeply here. Let the breath take you into the twist so that we're not forcing by our will, but letting that life, death, life cycle of the breath dictate where we move in the physical form. Good, one more breath here. And then to unwind, turn your chin over the opposite shoulder. And then slowly release and hold the shin bone and sit tall. And let the spine just continue to spiral until it straightens itself out. Very nice. And we'll come onto our backs. But you're going to want to have a block handy nearby. Bring the knees into your chest and slowly roll down onto your back. Hug the knees in and rock just a little bit from side to side on the spine. Just a little bit of motion there to release any tension. Good. Hands on top of the knees, knees away from you just to arm's distance. Exhale the knees back to the chest. Inhale away to arm's distance. Exhale back to the chest. Good. Inhale to arm's distance, and now we'll make small circles. So you want to keep that length of the arm as you make small circles over the sacral bone. You don't want to bend the elbows too far with this because then it can be a little pinchy. You want to just stay right there over that triangular bone in the base of the body. It's a nice little massage. Grow heavy through your hips. Good. Do it again. Extend the arms straight. And now rotate in the other direction. Just notice if there's a difference. Soles of the feet are going to come together. Wrap your hands around the feet and draw the heels towards the glutes. If you'd like, you can lift your head and chest off the floor and push the elbows into the knees to widen them, just deepening this a little bit. And then release the head back down, hold on to the outside edges of the feet, and open them up so that the soles of the feet face the ceiling. So we've got our happy baby pose here. You can rock again if you'd like. Very soothing for the body. And we'll do a little bit of Viparita Karani Mudra just to release the spine. So bring the feet back in, and then have the feet flat, knees bent. Starting in bridge preparation, press into the feet, roll up through the spine, grab your block and take it underneath your sacrum. Ideally, you'll have it at the tallest edge, but if that's not possible, put it at the middle edge or flat. The idea is we want to have some sort of lift here to the hips so that as we take the legs up in the air, straightening them overhead, we get a little bit of that inversion. And the arms can just be down by your side today, palms facing up, external rotation of the shoulders. Neck should feel nice and long here without any strain or pressure on it. And then close your eyes and just settle in. I came across this quote the other day that I had found, but I don't have the author. But it said that our minds are built on very solid foundations of illusion. Now, what if everything that we believe to be true, what if it's not the case? What if we actually are all completely connected? What if we're not separate? What if the molecule that I breathe here today was a molecule that someone else was breathing yesterday? And that all of this has been exchanged into and out of everybody's body. We're all sharing it. I and my Father are one. And just like microbiology, that all these individual organisms are actually part of a greater whole, perhaps seemingly individual, but created in a symbiotic relationship to the whole, in service to the whole. And what if we're those same seemingly individual organisms, part of a greater reality? So last few breaths here, open your legs out wide. Let the inner thighs get a nice stretch there. Releasing the legs from the effort they've done through the practice today. And then bring the legs back together. Take one foot down and then the other. Rise up onto the balls of the feet. Slide the block out in one vertebrae at a time. Come down, but as you do, really lengthen the tailbone towards the heels as you come down. And with that nice elongated spine, just extend the legs. Turn the palms up. Shoulder blades tuck underneath you. If you need some warmth, you can always put your socks and sweaters on. Blanket over you. But settle down fairly quickly into Shavasana. And another favorite quote of mine from those teachings, the teachings of the Bible say, "Be still and know that I am." This is the embodiment of Shavasana. Be still now. So very slowly begin to run your thumb across your fingertips. Wiggle your toes. Just feel the movement of the physical body. Awakening the breath, awakening the mind. Rotate wrists and ankles, and eventually draw your knees into your chest. And curl over onto your right side and just rest for a moment in fetal position. Arm under the head as a pillow. Placing that left hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. If you prefer to lift your sit bones on a blanket or a bolster, you can do that for a few moments here in meditation. So sit with a tall spine and relaxed body. And notice the difference from when we first sat down till now. And we're going to practice what is called Cayastira. So Kaya meaning body, Stira meaning steadiness. Sort of that embodiment of be still and know that I am. We're going to be perfectly still without moving a muscle. So when you're ready, begin. Now continuing to stay perfectly still. Bring your gaze to about 6 inches in front of your third eye. Hold your attention there, right in the center. Perhaps visualizing or experiencing the emergence of a pale blue light. Just like a dot. You can imagine that you were looking up at the night sky, and then suddenly a star emerges in your vision. Eventually that pale blue circular light becomes more and more pronounced. A deeper blue. Keep relaxing, but be still.
If you try too hard, it'll be hard to manifest it. But if there's too little effort, you can easily watch it fade. So find that perfect balance. Looking for that blue, illuminated light, like a star, to emerge. And then when you're ready, you can gently begin to pull yourself, your awareness down towards your heart. Settle there as the seat of the soul. Letting that blue light, letting the knowledge of who you are be the foundation from which you rest and sit. Deep in the cave of the heart. And bring your hands together in front of your heart and bow your head to your hands. And just go back to the recognition and many different beliefs out there, many different faiths. But just this universal nature of understanding that we are ultimately all connected. That's the universal nature of I and my Father are one. And for that great sacrifice that was made, that we're celebrating for those of a Christian faith. Just the recognition that it was made in the honor of knowledge that nothing was truly lost. That all that disintegration returns back into new life, the renewal of spring. So let's finish with the chant of Shanti, remembering stable mind, peace, 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 knows this as its truth. Deep inhale. Shanti. 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 Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Please like and subscribe. And also, if you feel called, in the description of this class, there's a link to my Patreon account where you can donate to help support me and these teachings that are coming to you. Namaste.